Every year, an estimated 8 million tons of plastics waste goes into the world's ocean. Now, that's equivalent to a full garbage truck of trash being dumped into the oceans. And with that said, some SA athletes have decided to raise awareness of the threat of marine plastics by running for the oceans. And joining me right now to talk a bit more about this is SA marathon champion Gerda Steyn. Gerda, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Welcome to the show. Tell us a bit more about Run for the Ocean.
Good morning. Yes, it is such an amazing initiative that the Adidas, with partnership with Parley for the Oceans, is running. This is the 8th year that this initiative is running, and by far the biggest one yet. So we are just all encouraged to run, and for every 10 minutes of active running, or even tennis or football, you have Adidas have pledged that they will remove the equivalent of one plastic bottle from the oceans and our beaches and our beautiful islands, so that it doesn't end up in the oceans and end up killing the fish and just polluting our beautiful oceans. So it's an initiative that you don't have to pay to be part of it. All you have to do is just sign up with the Adidas Fantastic app, or even on Strava you can sign up. And Adidas have pledged to remove all this plastic. So in total, they aim to remove 250,000 kilograms of plastic from our oceans. And if you think about the amount of plastic that goes into our oceans, I think this initiative is really special, and it can only do good. We have to look after our planet, and what better way to do that than to be active and to move our bodies in order to achieve this goal.
I mean, it's a trend, I must say, in the world as a whole in terms of getting rid of plastics and just going green. Are you big on saving the environment?
Absolutely, yes. It's something I feel strongly about. I love seeing the initiatives of some of the running races now going plastic free and doing what they can to save our environment. It's something I feel really strongly about personally, and it's very special to know that my partners, my sponsors, have the same vision for our planet. So I think it is something that we all have to be. If you're not thinking about it at this moment, in this time of life, then definitely people need eye-openers for it. Adidas plan to have the oceans plastic-free, or have more fish in the oceans than plastic by 2050. And to think that that's not the case at the moment is actually quite shocking. So I think we all have to play our part and be a part of it, and make a mark and do something that can actually be for the good.
I think it's a nice touch to it, just using sport to bring change to the world. But Gerda, I mean, with so many events now opening up, especially after COVID-19, from your side as an athlete, what can we expect to see this season from you?
Well, next up for me, I'm at the moment just doing head-down training, preparing myself for the rest of the year and for the second half of this year. You'll see me back in South Africa in 3 weeks' time, where I'll be running the Spa race, as well the Spa 10 kilometers women's race, as well as the UPSA 10 kilometer race in Durban. So that will be next up for me, and I'm very, very excited about it.
Are you going to stick to the short distances as opposed to the ultra marathons?
I think I will always try to balance the distances. Until now, my career has been really enjoyable, and I found it successful enough for me in the way where I balance both the ultra marathons as well as the marathons. I've got a little bit of unfinished business still for both, so I plan to still balance the two of them throughout my career. It's sometimes a difficult decision for me to make and to know what exactly is the right thing to do. But I trust that in the end of the day and in the end of the year, I'll be satisfied with my decisions. And yes, I really look forward to that.
I mean, just recently, the Soweto Marathon just opened entries for that marathon. And for the runners that are watching right now, in terms of your training and you just deciding which marathon to run, half of ultra, the type of training that goes into whether a half marathon or an ultra marathon, what advice do you have for those runners?
I think runners need to always think, like you say, what the exact distance is that they are training for, and make sure that they prepare well for that event. It is quite different to train for a half marathon compared to something like the Soweto Marathon, or even further, the Comrades Marathon. So it is very important to make sure that you train the right way. If you're training for the shorter distances, it's important to incorporate a little bit more speed in your training. Whereas if you train for a marathon and longer, it is definitely important to get those long runs in. The best way to do that, I find, is to find a group over the weekends, make sure that you have support when you're doing those longer runs, that you can get also a lot of advice from other experienced runners when you join a group of runners. So that is definitely my advice.
And I mean, obviously, slowly but surely you're edging towards the end of your career. Are you looking to set any other records so that when you leave, at least you live with a bang and just leave a great legacy?
Of course, yes. There's still quite a few records that is on my mind, but I also have to always respect the fact that you can't just be chasing records. You have to chase a time, or you have to chase what you feel on the day, or what performance you want out of yourself. And the records will come with that. If you have a good day and everything else around you also works well, the records will come. But at the moment, I just want to focus on being better, improving as an athlete, improving in my experience, and making sure that I apply the experiences that I get for the years to come.
Well, Gerda Steyn, thank you very much for your time this morning, just talking about Run for the Oceans, that is raising awareness about staying away from making sure that, or rather making sure that the ocean is clean from plastics as a whole.